What's up YouTube? My name is Galen and this is Galen's Gadgets. I want to thank you so much for joining my channel today. If you have not already, please do not forget to like and subscribe. It will definitely mean a lot to me. So today I will be going over my follow-up to this watch that I've had for a while now. This is the Ticwatch Pro 3 GPS. I've had it for a few months now and I've had a pretty great experience with it, and I'm going to be going over why I think personally that this is the best smartwatch for any Android. And also for iOS, this is definitely a top 3 watch in my opinion. So I'm not going to hold you any longer.
I'm about to be on. Been on this mission since I first left home. Packed up my bags like I'm grown. Told myself to show myself to do no wrongs. Like, I'm about to be on. Been on this mission since I first left home. Packed up my bags like I'm grown.
Okay, so first I'm going to talk about the build quality of this watch. The build quality of this watch is just very solid. It's built out of super premium materials. It looks really nice on your wrist. It has like your number dials around the perimeter of it, and it's like a really shiny perimeter as well. I really like that about this watch. It's very big, so I definitely don't suggest it like on a female wrist because it's pretty big. It's a huge 1.4 inch AMOLED screen, and it's around a 47 millimeter body. So my Void does have like other watches like the C series or the E series that are smaller. If you're like really looking for a Wear OS smartwatch, I would highly suggest those. But yeah, the build quality on this has been very solid for me. I haven't had a lot of issues with it at all. Super comfortable, no issues in terms of comfort. One thing I do like is that it does have adjustable bands, so any 22 millimeter band will fit on this. I have my own custom brown leather band right here. But the band that came out of the box was actually probably the best smartwatch band that I've ever gotten that came like straight out of the box. So I really appreciate them for like spending time on that band. It was like a rubberish material, but they put stitching in it so it made it look like leather, so it just remained comfortable but classic at the same time. I really like what they did with that watch band. So yeah, okay, so now I'm going to talk about one of the things that makes this watch super unique, and that is the screens that it has. Yes, I said screens because this has 2 screens. It has your normal AMOLED screen, so just the screen that you use when you're just normally interacting with your notifications or playing in an app on your watch or something like that. But it also has a LCD screen on the top. That LCD screen, when you flick your wrist, it's just used to help save a lot of battery. It uses way less power than the AMOLED screen does, and it just shows like your basic information. It will show your time, it will show your day of the week, and it can also show your steps if you set it up correctly. So yeah, I really enjoy that feature because this definitely helps the battery life, and the quality of both screens is really good. They both get really bright. You can use both in the daylight, so I've had a very good experience with the screens. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the software on this watch. So this watch does run Wear OS. This is a software made by Google specifically for smartwatches. So Wear OS will work on Android or iOS, but on iOS there are a few limitations. Like for one example, you cannot talk on the phone from your watch like you can on an Android, which isn't really a deal breaker for me, but some people may like to talk on their watch, like using it on a phone call. And then the other thing, you cannot respond to notifications from your watch when you're on iOS, which I don't use too much, but it's good to have that feature. But yeah, Wear OS is just a very feature-filled software. I really like the work that a lot of developers put into this Wear OS apps. Like there's just so many apps. There are apps like specifically for sleep tracking. There's the Google Fit app, which is really nice. There are just a million watch faces that you can choose from, way more than Apple or Tizen. And then I really like the notification system. The notification system is just super clean. It really just mirrors your phone's notifications, so when you get rid of a notification on your phone, you won't see it on your watch, and vice versa. I just really like that about it, and I really like the quick reply options. I do use that more than any other type of reply from the notification. It's basically like a template, so that like when someone messages you, you can just swipe down a little bit and it will give you like a pre-filled out message like okay, or I'm on my way, things like that. So yeah, a lot of people did not like Wear OS because they claimed that it was just like too laggy in the past, but I really think that issue is fixed with the addition of the Snapdragon 4100 in this watch, and I'll talk about that and performance. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the performance of this watch. So the performance of this watch has been absolutely solid. Everything just absolutely flies. It's really easy to just glide around the UI. Apps open up really quickly. Google Assistant works pretty quickly. Just everything just works great. It just works. Wear OS did have an issue with lagginess before when they were using like the Snapdragon 2100 and the 3100, but the 4100, I'm telling you, it's absolutely great. Again, this is the first watch with the 4100, and it is paired with 1 gig of RAM, which is plenty enough for this watch. It just absolutely just works. And the 4100 is also very power efficient. Adding that big battery in this watch to that, plus the low power LCD screen, easily 3 days. That's another thing that makes this watch stand out. It's easily 3 days of battery life. On my Fossil Sport, I was only getting a day. I did have to like charge it every night. But this thing, I sleep in it, I work out in it, I check notifications daily because I work a desk job. Yeah, the battery life on this thing has just absolutely been super efficient. No complaints about the battery or the performance at all. Okay, so finally I'm going to talk about the fitness tracking on this watch. So this is the one issue that I've had with this, is that it uncalibrates at least once a week for my wrist. So basically what that means is that it won't track my pulse, it won't track my blood oxygen level, or anything that involves my pulse, it won't check. The only way that I notice that is if you like go into the app and you see it's not reading it, it will say like watch not detected or something like that. It will still continue to like track your steps and things like that, but I'm not sure why that issue is happening. They tell you to like adjust the tightness. They want like the same tightness whenever you have the watch on, just so it can read better, but I'm not sure why that was happening. So it's a quick fix. All you have to do is just go to settings and then personalization, and then just recalibrate it from there. It's just a push of a button. But overall, I really like the fitness tracking capability of Wear OS, as well as the little apps that my boy put in the Ticwatch. So I use Google Fit primarily, even without a watch, just for like tracking workouts. It will also like track it from your pocket. So I use that to track my step counts, and I use it to track my workouts just because I really like the UI. I like the goals that you can set. I like that it shows like how many calories are burned. I just really like the overall experience of Google Fit. But for those few things that Google Fit does not track, such as pulse, your blood oxygen level, your sleep, your stress level, all of that you can track in some proprietary apps that Ticwatch has, such as Tic Pulse, Tic Oxygen, Tic Sleep, things like that. So yeah, I just really like the features that Mavoy packed into this watch, as well as the overall experience of Google Fit. Okay guys, so overall I definitely think this is definitely the best watch that you can get on Android, like by far. But in terms of iOS, I do think this is still a very worthy iOS alternative over the Apple Watch. There's just like a few things that you can't do that I mentioned earlier, but those are not really deal breakers. So overall, this is just a crazy good value for a smartwatch. It does everything you could think of, with just like all of the features and the fitness tracking and just all of the apps that you can download from Wear OS, and then just the battery life. The battery life on a full featured smartwatch still lasting 3+ days. Most Apple Watches only last like a day and a half. The Samsung watches now last around the same amount, so you just can't beat it in my opinion. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave them in the comments, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for watching my channel.
Yeah, I just want you to be strong.